What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown for Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. In Champions, like not since Snoop Dogg have I been so, what? But the good news is he's available for free for playing, but the first milestone of the event has a 4-star version of him. So you will get him if you play. And my goodness, like, I don't know what they're doing with him only being A tier. You'll see. He's got some stuff to him. So he is a ruthless aggression era trickster, which that's a pretty nice class, right? You've got what? You've got Punjabi, you've got, I don't even know. Who else? Put in the comment section, who else is a ruthless aggression era trickster? He's aggressive type. His links are with ruthless aggression, and he does have gear, and I do have the gear, but I'm going to do the moves once without and then try to unlock it. Hopefully I don't mess up, and if I do, it'll just be like, look, it's with the gear. Let's find it. Coaching ability at 31k, green and blue gems do 30% more damage. That's helpful. That's very helpful. So yeah, we're going to take a look at a few different movesets. Ignore what's above your head. That is for Tiffany Stratton still. It gets late when I make these. Hold on. Okay, pretend that wasn't there. So we're going to check Ozzy out with a few different movesets. The first one should be available pretty early on, so let's check it out. Our first moveset is the You're Gonna Bleed moveset, right? 1 MP red moves. I said it, 1 MP. That's awesome. Usually only on acrobats, by the way. I don't know if I've seen 1 MP moves on anything but acrobats. I'm sure it exists, but remind me in the comments section. The first one is the Shot in the Dark. I wonder what that's a reference to. Deal damage and choose a 5x5 area to make into trap gems. And this is just funny to me. If broken by you, deal bleed damage. If broken by your opponent, deal bleed damage. Yay. The Hellraiser, wonder what that's a reference to. Deal damage, make 24 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal bleed damage. If broken by you, however, swap a 1x3 random area into black gems. Who does that remind you of? And then the Now You See It, Now You Don't, 6 MP black move, deal damage, and choose a 1x3 area to swap into red gems. On the Entourage, remember when I said Tiffy time? That was her thing up there. Well, now it's Ozzy's, but again, the whole thing with how these characters work is look at what the other characters that come out that month do and see if there's a thing that makes you go, oh, okay, that's built around this person. Well, Tiffy is clearly built around Aussie. Trap gems do 100% more damage. Black moves start with 2 more MP. If you don't have Tiffy, you could obviously also use Dakota Kai. You do also need at least a little more MP. Of course, it's a 6 MP move, so you could use somebody who is, 2 MP, and then she does 2 MP, and then you're at 5, but you don't start loaded turn 1. So you'll need somebody that starts you with black MP. Don't worry if you don't have Mellow. I don't either. You just use Woods instead. Then we've got Dragon for trap gems do 100% more damage and create 2 more trap gems. Then you've got King Woods. Moves and gems, Trap Countdown, and Juggernaut that cause bleed will do 50% more bleed damage. So now you're doing 614k bleed damage per gem, no matter who breaks it, plus over here another 614 if they break it. But more importantly, you're swapping a 1x3 random area into black gems. Then you're using your black move to reload your black gems. It's crazy like that, right? Crazy Train. That's another move. On the strap, we got a 50% gem damage strap, 40% twice with your Fury 2s, and then a gem damage strap of 35 or metal of 35%. On the plates, though, some interesting stuff here. The barber's blades, one that cuts you, causes you to bleed. Whenever you make 6 or more trap gems, increase your black gem damage by 75% for 1 turn. And then you've got the underdog story. Whenever you break 4 or more black gems, generate 10 random red gems, just in case you don't break the rest of your reds or blacks with traps. So it's insane. It's really insane. And don't forget, we're not yet using the gear, which adds another 150% more trap gem damage. Although that doesn't buff the bleed. It only buffs the gem underneath of it, which is the black gem. Hopefully, right? All goes well. So, we are going up against Sami Zayn. We might even go against 6 gold Zombie Sami once we get the gear out there. Ooh, look at that entrance. Craziness. So everything starts loaded turn 1. You would lay the 5x5 area first. That was interesting. And it doesn't really matter where you put it. Right there's fine. Let's do that. Then you're going to lay down the 26 random other trap gems. Kane. Oh, this is very like mutant looking based, right? So now literally exactly the entire board is trap gems. However, you've got a little move here that is going to make a 1x3 area into red. So the goal would be to break as many as possible. You could do something where oh, that's quite interesting. And do it like there. Or you could do something like here. So you're going to hit your bleed gems. Or here, you're going to hit your trap gems that make black. You're going to hit your bleed gems. You're going to do a lot of things with this. So he's got 10 million health. And we are doing the KO move, right? Every time it hits, it buffs. It does the thing. And then you get that, just in case you want to throw some additional damage out there. So yeah, he's gone. I was going to say it was only 8 million damage, except for all of the bleed damage. All right, attempt number 2. We're up against Big Pickly Pump, 67 million health, and we're not trying to beat him. We're just trying to see what our damage does. And, hopefully he doesn't steal our trap gems like Zombie Sammy. I always forget about that. So, again, put these along the bottom because they're more likely to cascade down. And that is just fun. It's just weird fun. Mutant type stuff. Whole board is trap gems. And then we hit the 1x3 red. And maybe we do something like, I don't know, like this. Because that's going to hit a lot. Boom. Let's make some black. Let's hit the bleed. Let's make more black. Let's hit more bleed. Let's make more black. And then let our red gems pop in and do some damage too. Why not? Let's see what happens when the red gems go off. That got that. There we go. So, from 67 million, he went down to 30 million with that bleed damage. 30 million. Whoa. That was an insane amount of bleed. And I know Papa Pump is going to hook me up and beat me up and all the other things that he does. But my goodness, that was a lot of bleed damage. Yeah. So let's take a look then at something else. So same moveset, same trainers. The big difference is going to be he's got a duffer on now, right? That looks very British of him. And then we've got the 150% additional damage on your trap gems because of the duffer and the glasses there. Well, same glasses, just purple tint over them. But the gear is legitimately awesome. So I'll show you the exact same thing. I'm going to show you against Steiner. It doesn't matter that we're low health. It doesn't matter that he's going to sub us turn 1. We're just going to see what the moveset does. And then we'll run it in a later part of the video with the 6-star move that buffs up your damage. That, theoretically adds a decent amount to this. So you're going to lay this one down here first. There you go. Then you're going to lay this one down here first. And the big difference between this and the 6-star is, with this one, you are not having to make a swipe, and you have more gems that you can make with that. But you'll see on the 6-star moveset, you would just swipe 3, and then it's a little more cascadey, a little more random. But that's okay. That's what you're going for with this. So don't pay attention to him beating us or not beating us. That doesn't matter. It's just how many big hits on these gems can we get, and what damage does that do, especially paying attention to the bleed damage as well. Oh, and by the way, the plate just saved us right there. This is going to be an insane hit comparatively. Maybe not. Maybe not at all. 10 plus your bleed damage, and he kicked out. So he was at 67 million. With the bleed damage stacked up, he's at 24 million. So that is really not bad at all. But let's take a look at something else, kind of see how he does. The next move set is the crazy train of the move sets. You've got some high charges here compared to your last move set, which was 1 MPs, but it does work out. I'll show you why. So you've got the Diary of a Madman, 8 MP purple, deal damage, make 30 random trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal damage and increase your black MP by 3. But if broken by you, deal damage and randomly respawn a trap gem. You've got no more tears, deal damage. Choose 10 gems to make purple, which is what you're going to need post 99 MP to load your purple moves. But everything after that, then you use it to break the gems and respawn them. And then the Crazy Train finisher, deal damage, 10 MP, purple move then, deal damage, and bonus damage for every trap gem, which usually, again, bonus damage per isn't my favorite thing, but once you figure the same basic trainers, again, ignore Mellow. If you don't have Mellow, you're okay. You can just use your black MP Woods. However, Mellow does a great job of being purple and black moves, starting with 4 more. Then you've got Tiffy Time, deal 100% more trap gem damage, and black moves start with 2 more. So now your 6 MP black move is ready to go. Then you've got your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Mr. Trap Gems do 100% Ricky Steamboat and creates 2 more, which is now 32. Your other spot here, you're not really dealing bleed damage. You don't really need anything here. The only thing I would truly recommend is if you want to put Santa Hogan post 99 MP just to get those purple moves loaded even a little bit more. So you're not doing as much with your black gems. Once again, you've got the same plates, trainer, all that kind of stuff. Not really needing anything to show off there. And we are going to go up against Papa Pump, and I am going to use my single down red MP prop just to show you, because I want you to see what he can do against a 6-star gold. So let us go. And remember, this is before we look at gear as well. So the gear is going to add a duffer hat and change things. So we'll go ahead and drop Steiner. I know. There we go. So now we are going to put out your trap gems. More bat powers. That's cool. I love it. It's so weird. I love it. Then we're going to make purple gems. Now you could hit your finisher right here, and you're doing 438,000 for every gem, and there's 32 of them, right? So it's a fairly decent amount, but what you really will need to do is, this won't be loaded turn 1 normally anyway. You're going to need to respawn this after post 99 MP to get it going, but I want you to see what can happen if you break a few random trap gems along the way. Just see what happens, right? Like something like that. You could even set yourself up with another cascade. You could maybe make these ready to go. Just get those purples ready to be there. And then, boom, you're going to randomly respawn a few gems. So now we've got more than we started with, and we're going to hit our finisher, which is a little bit of move damage, but a decent amount of per gem damage. Huh, that was silly. That was really silly. And then when the opponent kicks you out, you've got your move reloaded and ready to go. So now you throw down more crazy trap gems. Zappity zappity. I'm going to have so much fun with Aussie this month. Now look at our board, right? but we need a lot of MP. We need 9 MP with our 8 MP right here. So we're going to need to break a lot of gems and hope that we don't cascade, because if so, Scott Steiner is going to whoop our butts. But he is down from 67 million to 50 million, so that was a 17 million turn. And we just broke some, and we can throw some more out. Zappy with the bats. Now we can see what a full board looks like with no wildcard gems. So, Braun Strowman move, of all things, that was insane. 22 million. He's going to refill our moves, and a 6 gold is... No, yeah, he's going to kick out. Never mind. I was going to say he's not going to, but that was all the animation. Oh, wait. Okay, he kicked out. He kicked out, guys. But 67 million down to 22 million. And that is before, again, the gear. Let's look at one more thing, and then we're going to see how I like this guy. So same moveset, same trainers. The big difference, of course, that the 443,000 bonus damage for every trap gem on the Crazy Train actually does get buffed by the gear. So instead of being 440k, it's 665. I know. What? 665? Round it up, you have the Lord of Darkness number, which is, what it is. But basically what you're going to do for this is in the 99 MP era, you're going to be able to hit this twice. If you do a 5 and a 3 match, I have cascaded every time I've tried it, so I'm not even going to attempt it again, but you could. Or even if you just want to hit a few gems, just to kind of buff up the additional number of trap gems that are on the board. You could do something like that, and, well, maybe I'll just break the top row. Let's do that and hope that we don't cascade like a silly one again, because Okay, so this is so cascade prone, but we are getting a lot of bleed damage out of him. All I need to be able to show is just the fact of what the Crazy Train hits. So if he could just get a bad cascade here, I will move on. Because this has been now literally 20 minutes of just me trying to get this match to work out right. So please cascade horribly. Ah, dang it. 2 gems away from a nice, horrible cascade. But he did. Okay, great. He went for the military press drop. Okay, so we can get to see this one more time, and life will be good because we'll have all the trap gems on the board that I need. Plus, he is bleeding himself out really badly right here. That is great. All right, let's do this. Let's replace some more trap gems. Just keep it going. Sweet. Okay, so we only need 1. So we're going to match 1 and... Dear Lord, not cascade again. Oh my goodness, please don't, because this has been ridiculous. So I did edit out a bunch of stuff because I didn't want you to see 20 minutes of me trying to make this moveset work. So really your best bet is probably just to run the Crazy Train and call it good. But now the entire board is your trap gems. And we're doing 665k. For everyone, he has 60 million even. So we're going to see what the move does and then what the bleed damage hits him for. So there's your little Braun Strowman-y bop. That was from 60 million. So that was 33 million plus the bleed damage got him. He cannot kick out of it. So 6 silver versus 6 gold. Mission accomplished. Ha ha ha. Your last moveset is a variation on the first. It's including the 6-star move, which is the flying high again, 6 MP black move. Deal damage and increase your black gem damage by 150% for 1 turn. And it breaks the subs, which is super annoying, right? But quick note, I did not use the Dreamer, the 8 MP purple color submission, choose 8 gems to make into black submission. You could use that with the now you see it, now you don't. and one of the Hellraiser or Shot in the Dark. My preference would be Shot in the Dark. I'm sorry, Hellraiser, since it's more random, and get them to sub into the bleed. And just note, kind of like Tiffany Stratton's, it does a decent amount. It's not going to be great when you consider 6 gold still, but the bleed damage, sub, etc., it's very control-y. But this is my focus right here. It's the same trainers. We have not changed once, because black and, once again, black plus trap and trap plus create plus bleed damage is the way to go. But now, same as the first, just once you get him a 6-star, you're also increasing your black gem damage by another 150%. So that's a pretty decent number, right? I'm going to show you against Papa Pump again, so I'm not going to worry about his health. Same strap we've used, same plates. Again, remember, whenever you increase your trap gems, whenever you make 6 or more trap gems, you increase your black gems by 75%. Plus, we're dropping the underdog story. So this is his 6-star setup. This is what he's really kind of quote-unquote made for. And we're going to see up against Papa Pump's 67 million health how well this holds up. If we don't beat him turn 1, we don't care. I just want to show you what the damage looks like. But very similar to your KO, right? This is your black gem damage, except it doesn't stack multiple turns like his might. So same thing, we're going to put out the 5x5 area, zapping him with our purple laser beams. Then we are going to put the other trap gems, and they're going to go random, quote unquote, but it literally just fills up the entire board. So that's nice. It's nice. All those are now trap gems. And then we're going to buff our flying high again. Oh, wait, he's going to sub me. Aw, how cute. I have a break the sub move. And I'll show you what it looks like the next time with the not the gems, the gear. So then you just make sure you break one of the trap gems that was going to make black. Don't break the other ones or you'll just bleed him, but you won't do anything else. So break that. You don't have another way to get to additional, but you do have that wonderful, wonderful plate. Hopefully fixes it to where you keep going and keep making them just like your KO and just like your, Rock, Gunther, many others. So that one was 15 million. And as you can see, there's the bleeds happening, and we did not hit. Oh my gosh, he's not going to kick out. Huh. We did not hit all the trap gems by far. So there was a lot more he could do. Very random, like KO. Not quite building the damage like KO does, but that bleed really messes with him. And he didn't get out of it. So yeah, now let's take a look at that again with the gear. So same moveset, same entourage. Once again, the only thing that's different is his lovely duffer and the 150% trap gem damage. So we're going to go up against Papa Pump one more time, but this time with the gear compared to the last one that he still didn't get out of. We beat him turn 1 last time. Anyway, make sure you lay down the 5x5 area first. As I've said multiple times, I recommend putting it along the top somewhere just because it does tend to cascade downwards. So makes it more likely that these gems right here get broken, which are what continue to make your black gems go. So we've got that. Now we've got everything buffed up. You've got 204k with a black trap, but then we're going to go ahead and buff that 150% again. So you're talking 511 each one. So not bad. We're going to break this and hope we get some really good cascades to keep things moving along. And even if we don't, hopefully... Oh, actually, that's going to be very poor. Very poor. Okay, so it shows the randomness now of it. Of course, he's bleeding. So even though that didn't hit him very hard at all, we still took 35 million off of his health. So 35 million turn 1 is not bad, especially when the board was that bad. Like, really bad. Plus, Papa Pump is now bleeding. He's making us bleed, but he's going to try and sub us, which means we are going to go ahead and break that sub eventually. Maybe. Maybe he won't sub us. Actually, he's not going to. Look at that. But he keeps breaking gems, so he's just adding to his own bleed. It's 11 times now, bleed damage. So yes, we have some bleed on us, but he is really bleeding now. So we'll go ahead and just do it again. We'll just see what happens. Zappy. Little Nicky right there. Saved the world. We'll throw this out. We have one less trap gem because of the, wild card gem there. But that's okay. So now we're going to buff up again. Still only one turn, but that's okay. We're flying high. And let's see if we can get a little better hit this time around. Just like KO. Very, very random. Very random. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. And then let's let the red ones actually do something this time. No, still didn't. Still didn't. So, yeah. But he bled out. So we're okay there. So I can't show you, the full extent of his damage, but really, even against a 6 gold Big Papa Pump, it took us 2 turns, and he couldn't sub us, and we could just keep going because our moves flawlessly reload. It is, quite frankly, insane. I love this. I love this guy. So where does Aussie fit on my scale of tricksters? Well, tricksters, males, kind of a harder category sometimes, right? If you have Umaga, if you have Solo, if you have, some of those guys, then you're sitting pretty and you'll be okay. Of course, the king is Brutus the Barber Beefcake Hall of Fame, right? So, we've definitely got him to contend with, and I think Brutus is better, especially because you can get his gears on the prize wall, the midweek prize wall this event. So Brutus plus gears is insane, and he's going to hit a lot harder, more consistently. Not quite as, but still somewhat challenging there. Otherwise, I like Aussie better than Solo. I haven't really played much with Solo, so that might not be a fair comparison. Umaga, similar, definitely better than the rest of those guys. Definitely better than all of those guys. Definitely better than Thrasher. I love Knoxville. Aussie feels like a better version of, not like a new, better version of Knoxville. King of Pop style, if you saw our video, he can do some things, but still not as consistent as Aussie's going to be. Bubba, we have 2 of them. Oh yeah, one's the trial. That's weird. Bubba is okay. I would use Aussie over Bubba for sure. I'd use him over every one of those guys. Ghostbuster Hogan's a different category. Nobody has him hardly. If you do, you can speak to that, but that's kind of a rarity. So yeah, for me, the clear best trickster in the game is still Hall of Fame Brutus. Call me out on that if you think I'm wrong. But other than Hall of Fame Brutus, I think I would use Aussie over pretty much everyone else. Everyone else. Boss battle potential, that bleed is insane. Especially with boss battle, you keep breaking those gems. I doubt there's going to be a boss battle that takes bleed into account, but you never know now, right? You never know. So that is your breakdown of Aussie. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then tell your friend or faction mate, like, hey, how do I run Aussie? Here's how. This is it right here. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.